back when the funny thing is, when I started out, modular was seen as with modular, it was seen as these bleep bloop machines that
Right.
would be like really noisy and annoying. And you had a few people doing live shows here in Berlin, and it was really maybe 30, 40 people, and it was a that visited, and it was always really listening shows and attentive, which I really
Mm-hmm.
liked. But it was all experimental. It was
Right.
all to its own structure.
Mm-hmm.
But then that kind of developed, funnily enough, it developed into wellness modular, like with the like very softly modulated ambient sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened right at a point of time when I was kind of like, okay, modular is like a tool or just another tool. And I had stopped buying new modules and was going into a Seat Lombardo world.
Right.
And then all the basically pre-mutable instruments and like right pre-mutable instruments came along, and then suddenly everything became modular, became the 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 ambient instrument, which was for me so
Right.
funny because it was always a source of raw rhythms and tones and powerful stuff to me. And
Mm-hmm.
suddenly it got pushed through all the visual imagery, of course, also in YouTube and Instagram, to be this plucky technological thing that would harmonate perfectly well with the potted plant and drift into uh, beautiful worlds. And I mean, there's artists that I love, like our Benny and Brian Knoll, Lightbath, which I really enjoy. And but it has become this meme of ambient rings into clouds, plingy plongy stuff. That's really crazy because module used to be unpleasant. It
Right.
used to be raw and yeah, you would find it like in techno, in hard techno. You
Mm-hmm.
would find in Berlin here, you would find modular a lot, and that was like the core. And then you would have these amazing artists that would play Surge, like Rustco and stuff,
Ah, yes.
and that would be and that would be for me. That was where it came from. this
Mm-hmm.
this pivot and the general thing of the whole thing. I mean, it's good because it gave the instrument basically a more musical value, if you want to say that, and it turned it from something very obscure into something more popular, which I'm always for. I mean, all these experimental techniques, the more popular they get and the more known they get, and instruments, the better to me. The more noises in the charts, the more distortions, the more weird modulations, the more beautiful everything gets.